Just because you're immortal doesn't mean you're gonna live forever. Hey, I just finished reading The Wicked and the Divine, the Faust Act, while I was on vacation, and I've since read it twice. I think it is a comic series worth checking out, so here's a little review. Okay, so far there are only 4 volumes of The Wicked and the Divine out, but the 5th volume will be coming out in June. So far I've only read the 1st volume, but I'll be definitely continuing with the series. So, the book is written by Kieran Gillen and the artwork is done by Jamie McKelvey and Matthew Wilson. The first volume compiles the first 5 issues of the comic and it is published by Image Comics. The genre is a modern fantasy focused around the cycle of life and death of 12 gods. And the book cost me about $13.50 Canadian, but I believe it is around $10 American. Also, it took me about 30 minutes to read this book from front to back while taking my time. So I bought this book around a year ago and haven't gotten around to reading it until now, so I'm impatiently waiting to go out and buy the next volume, because I'm certainly hooked on it right now. But yeah, let's get into the review. First of all, let me say this comic is a breath of fresh air. It starts off wasting no time to get into the story, and one thing that I really enjoyed about this comic is that it kind of leaves you, the reader, to piece the story together. And it's kind of fast-paced, and so when I was reading it, I was flipping between pages, going back and forth, trying to piece things together, because nothing is really explained to you, especially in the beginning, and it's certainly not spoon-fed to you. Some people don't really enjoy this type of storytelling, but it's something that I personally really like. I love flipping back and forth and trying to piece things together and figure out the story. So this type of method isn't for everyone, but if you're into that, you'll definitely enjoy this comic. So while this book is still a nice leisurely read, you still have to kind of be actively reading for the full experience because it is like a puzzle. I won't say too much about the story because I really think you should read it for yourself. However, the premise of the story is a modern day world, and every 90 years, 12 gods are reincarnated in the bodies of young people. And they have 2 years to live before they die and the whole cycle begins again. So in this world, gods are worshipped and they're feared, and they are kind of like pop stars and celebrities. So this kind of reminded me of Anne Rice's Queen of the Damned and the Vampire Lestat. It's kind of a similar feel, so if you're into that, you might enjoy this book as well. We follow the story and the perspective of a young teenager named Laura. She goes to a concert of one of the gods, and she finds herself entwined in the drama and the action of the gods. And she finds herself trying to help out the god Lucifer, or Lucy for short, when she is accused for murdering a human. So that's the basis of the plot for this story. The characters in this book are very fresh and contemporary. There's plenty of representation as well. Women characters are presented in the most empowering way, and there's plenty of diversity and representation of people of color as well as the LGBTQ community. And this book really does challenge the norm, which is one thing that I really like about it. That being said, the writing of this book is witty and hilarious. I truly think it is a writing style for our times, as it is sometimes vulgar. It also includes a lot of mythology, so if you're interested in that, this is a book for you as well. Lastly, the art of this book is outstanding. The characters are stunning to look at, and the aesthetic is one that's a mixture of fantasy, modernity, and shock value. The art does not disappoint and goes hand in hand with the cutting-edge writing style. This is my favorite character, the Morrigan, and it's just like a pinnacle of what the artwork is like in this book. I'll just give you a little skim through. It's really nice. It's so nice. All in all, I give this book a 10 out of 10. I think it might be my new favorite series, and I would recommend this book to anyone who's interested in comics, fantasy, something that's fast-paced, action-packed, and kind of challenges your mind a little bit. And if that wasn't enough, there is a blurb from Gerard Way of My Chemical Romance on the back. And it says, "Nothing makes me feel the way this book does. Necrotically glamorous." Me too. Me too, Mr. Way. So definitely pick this up, and as for me, I will be continuing the series. Thanks for watching.